Hi everybody, this is Wilson, and tonight I'm going to play Star Trek, the deck building game, the original series. I'm going to do it as a solo game. It's not intended that way, and there are no official rules for solo play or even for cooperative play in this version. However, we're going to dive into a variant that Mr. Paul Darcy and his fine solo playthrough videos introduced me to. That set me on a bit of a adventure, finding other solo variants on Board Game Geek, pulling a few of those things together to create my own. I had two primary goals in adapting a solo variant for this game. Well, three if you include the fact that I wanted to be able to play it solo. So that would be one. The second thing would be that I wanted to make the game more difficult. But a third reason is simply that it appeared as though some of the space deck cards here were not usable. Their text, I don't mean the flavor text, but their directions referred to things like your opponent's deck or discard pile or battles with your opponent or whatever. And so I wanted to make the directions on the space deck as applicable as possible. I mean, the same thing goes here too, for your Starbase deck and for your Starbase characters and your bridge and all that, but mostly for the space deck. Now, normally your Starbase offer is 9 cards plus these 3 basic characters, okay? Again, your ensign, your lieutenant, and here are your commanders. Now, you'll notice obviously some different things right away. To start the game, you do flip over a couple of Starbase cards, but literally a couple. There are not 9 in the offer. So here's one, Elizabeth Denner, and 2 is a hand phaser type 2. That's your Starbase offer right there. Okay, you get 2. These guys play a little bit differently. Well, I should say the commander plays differently, and we'll get to that when we are playing. As far as your starships go, this is you. There's an 8. This is an 8-sided die with an 8 on it, and that represents your shields. Okay, so when we get into some attacks, I can explain some of that. And this is the AI. This is the enemy, and there's an 8-sided die with a 3 on it. And what that means is he's going to attack by drawing 3 cards off the space deck, but we will also see that. These are my instructions, and these are on Board Game Geek. These are available to you to download as a file, so you can get all this set up just the way you need to. Plus, there's a lot of other things on there that you'll see as we play here today. All right, so the first thing you do is you draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my hand now. These can just go aside. Okay, so we've got some things here that we're going to play, but what are we going to play them against? Well, this is the mission phase. So what you do with the mission phase is you check for any start of turn conditions, but we don't have anything in play to check. So the next thing you do is you flip or you explore your top mission card. This one is a mission. It's the man trap. So there's a flip condition on it as well. Okay, so you have to read that. And it says discard a character with cost 3+ from your hand or bridge. You get +1 mission explore. Okay, so a character of 3+. Well, that would mean I would have to discard a lieutenant if I have one, and I do. This is my hand, obviously, and once I start playing things, this becomes my bridge. Now, right now I don't have anything in my bridge, but it says discard from your hand or your bridge. So that's the flip condition, so I have to discard my ensign. Now, this also said +1 mission explore. What that means is that's going to activate your commanders, okay? There's a 2-step activation for your commanders before you can actually access them at all. So to get a mission explore right away is quite beneficial. The first step to activating a commander is to untap him, I guess. Something like that, okay? So we bring him back up. So that means this guy in particular is almost ready to go. If I get another mission explorer, I'll flip him over and then he is recruitable. but only him, only one, okay? So that's how the Mission Explorer works, and that's how you access these guys. So if I'm going to take this guy out for a mission, it's only worth 25 points. The game is to 300. It says at the start of your action phase, discard a character with a cost of 3+ from your hand. So once I get to my action phase, right now I'm in the mission phase, once I get to the action phase, I'm going to have to discard another ensign or a character of 3+, but I don't have one. Okay? So I'm not going to have to worry about that. So in order to take this guy out, I need 5 attack. That's how I will succeed at this mission. So let's have a quick look. I don't have my phaser. Otherwise, it's too bad actually, because my next hand's not going to do it either. Yeah, that's too bad. I didn't get my phaser in here. Oh, actually, you know what? I could though. I could try getting my phaser. The ship modification says that I can discard any number of cards from my hand and then draw the same number of cards. So I could always cross my fingers and hope for the phaser. So why not? Why not? So I have to play this into my bridge, okay? So I'm playing it into my bridge, and I'm going to discard this card, which is the evasive maneuvers card. So there's my discard pile. That's leaving me with 2 ensigns, but I get to flip 1 card from my deck. And I didn't get the phaser. So that means there's no way I can come up with 5 attack. So, what do I have? Well, nothing. My mission phase is actually over, alright? So I can't do anything to succeed in a mission, so it's over. And now I have to discard a character of cost 3+, which I don't have. So my action turn, that's the beginning of my action turn. So now I'm playing my experience to hopefully level up. I've got 1-2 experience. Unfortunately, that's all I have. What can I do with 2 experience? I could buy another ensign. I can't afford a lieutenant who costs 3. I can repair my ship, but there's no damage to it. So I'm done. However, I also did pick up the tricorder, okay? So here's how the tricorder works, and I'll use it now so you can see what I'm doing. In your action turn, you do have an opportunity to search, but search is not an automatic option. You must get permission to search in order to search. And this one gives me +1 search. Now it's a handheld, so I play an ensign down, and then I give him the tricorder, which means I can now search. And search works the same as the normal game. So all I have to do is I'm going to look up here. I'm going to try to keep this phaser in play for the heavy attack. She's not expensive, and she has diplomacy, which is very, very, very valuable to me. In a way, I don't want to search for my game, but just to show you how it works, I kind of do. So to search, I discard the card I don't want, and I search in her place, and I get my grenade launcher. All right? So that's actually got a pretty decent attack. So if I could get these into my hand in time for the man trap, before the man trap exits, I'd be in good shape, but I don't think it's going to happen. So now I can play my final ensign for his experience points. I have 2 experience points. There is nothing to buy with 2 experience points. So my turn is over. That was actually kind of a wasted turn. That was not a good turn. Okay? Alright, moving into the next turn. Turn's over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more card. So shuffle these up. Now we know the phaser is going to be in there, so if I can get that ensign back, actually it still won't help because I'm going to have man trap makes me discard my ensign. 5.